is part of your long-term survival strategy to disinfect water? Well, let me tell you why this won't work and this will. Welcome to the Prepared and More YouTube channel. Today we're going to be discussing water and specifically disinfecting water. Now, part of your overall water plan for after SHTF needs to be fairly detailed in several things. In my case, I use my water well, I have a spring on my property, I have several different options, but one of that options in that water plan is that I have the ability to disinfect water if I need to. Let me clarify exactly first what disinfecting water is. In our case, disinfecting water means it will kill viruses and bacteria. It still needs to be filtered in advance of that to get rid of protozoa and dirt and those types of things, but this disinfecting process through using basically chlorine bleach will kill viruses and bacteria, which is really important if you're going to be drinking this water. So let's talk about exactly how to do that. So first of all, what we want to talk about is liquid bleach, and many people indicate you can use liquid bleach, which is true. If the liquid bleach is stored properly and is no more than 6 months old, it is just standard chlorine bleach. You can use liquid bleach for water disinfection. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about that, the amount of it here in a minute. But the bad part about this is, again, for long-term storage and for after everything hits the fan, is liquid bleach takes up a lot of space, okay, and it has a 6-month shelf life. After that, it has deteriorated to the point that it is no longer considered effective. So I do not recommend liquid bleach as part of your preps. Again, too much storage space, not enough shelf life. So what can we do? The other option is what we have here. And inside here, this is just the loose granules, but you can see the packaging there of pool shock. And it's granulated, so it's kind of a powder, granulated pool shock. And you can buy this at a number of stores. We're going to provide a link where you can get it on Amazon. But this granulated pool shock is calcium hypochlorite. And basically it is powdered bleach. And the cool thing about this is just this little amount here will make a huge amount of bleach and a huge amount of water you can disinfect with this. So it's very compact, it's easy to store, and it will last 10 years in this form. So let's talk about exactly how you do that. So first of all, what do you need to get and where do you need to buy it? So first of all, you're looking for calcium hypochlorite or pool shock, where the active ingredient is calcium hypochlorite of at least 65%. You'll find some if you go to Walmart and your big box home stores. You'll find some that's 50% or 60%, but you need at least 65% active ingredient calcium hypochlorite. You'll buy that. You can buy it in the 1 pound packages like we have in here. You can buy it in all the way up into 5-gallon buckets. You buy whatever you think is appropriate for you, but it's really important that you get something that's at least 65% calcium hypochlorite. Again, we provided a link to a product there in the description. So once you get that, it's important that you store it and you use it safely. This is a chemical, it has some bad effects, and so safety is a key issue and storage is a key issue. You want to store it either in plastic, okay, something sturdy plastic like a 5-gallon bucket or something like that, or something glass with a glass or plastic lid. This is how I prefer to store mine. It's a great way, it's easily accessible to open it up and close it, and it will store 10 years like this, particularly if we do a cool, dark place. What you don't want to do for sure is store it anywhere near metal. It is highly corrosive. It will travel in the air if it's exposed to air, and it will corrode anything metal. Okay? It is also corrosive for your skin. So anytime we're dealing with this, we want to make sure we have gloves on. Yeah, you can get a little powder on your hand, but make sure you get it off pretty quickly. It's not going to be too big of a deal, but you certainly don't want it sitting on your skin any length of time. So recommend definitely good set of rubber gloves when working with this stuff. It's not something you want to breathe in much of. Make sure you're kind of in an open area, big room when you're using this type of stuff. So make sure you store it properly and you store it safely. That's important. So how do we use it? Well, the basic idea here is if we are trying to disinfect water, okay, we want to first turn this into bleach and then use the bleach to disinfect the water. So there's a link to a PDF that's included here on this video that'll give you some specific information. But in our case, this is what the PDF is going to look like. It's going to give you some basic information about how to turn it into bleach first, and then from bleach, how to turn it into clean drinking water. So in our example here, we're going to make a 2 quarts of bleach. So if we were going to make 2 quarts of bleach, we would fill this with water. Then we would add 4 tablespoons. So here's a tablespoon. So we would add 4 tablespoons of our powder to make 2 quarts of bleach. Okay, as you can see, this is going to go a really long time just making 2 quarts of bleach. But it goes even further when you understand that to make, for example, in this case, 5 gallons of water, okay, if this was full of water that needed to be disinfected, once I had my bleach, the proper ratio is a half teaspoon of this solution will purify this entire 5 gallons. Okay, you can see how it just took 4 tablespoons of the powder to make this, and then out of here we only need 1 of these, a half teaspoon, to purify this whole 5 gallons. So you can see it's going to last a really long time. As a matter of fact, what you got to be concerned about is once you make it into liquid bleach, you're back to your 6 months of shelf life. So we keep it in powdered form, we get 10 years, but as soon as we make it into liquid bleach, we're back to our 6 months. So don't make up more than you would use in 6 months. But as you can see, it doesn't take a lot of the liquid bleach to actually purify our water here. So again, reference the chart that's downloadable. This has your safety instructions and that type of thing. The last thing we want to do, and it's a really important step, is how to determine, once I've made this into purified water or disinfected water, how do I tell if this water is safe to drink? And it takes someone with a good nose, someone who can smell, okay? And you're basically going to look for the scent of bleach, okay? So I have mixed up, I've taken my dry powder, 4 tablespoons to make our 2 quarts of bleach. From our bleach, we've taken our half teaspoon out of here and put it in our 5 gallons. We're going to then stir it up, and we're going to wait 30 minutes. At the end of that 30 minutes, we're going to smell this, and if it still has a slight bleach smell, it is safe to drink. If it has no bleach smell after 30 minutes, then we need to do our dosage again. We need to do another half teaspoon of our bleach. Wait 30 minutes, stir it, wait 30 minutes, and again, we're looking for a slight odor of bleach coming off the water. That's our goal. If we don't have any odor of bleach, we need to re-disinfect. If we have too much odor of bleach, we've got too much bleach in there, then we need to let this set for a few hours. Or we can, if you have 2 buckets, you could pour it between 2 buckets. That kind of aerates that and will help the bleach dissipate to the point where you have a slight smell of bleach, nothing overwhelming whatsoever. We know then that it has killed the bacteria and the viruses, and it is safe to drink. So again, this is just one part of my water plan. This is not my primary thing, but it's a great thing to make sure you understand and to have on hand. Again, these packages of pool shock are relatively inexpensive. Store them properly, and you will have a lot of stuff on hand that you can disinfect water with. Thank you for watching today. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those in below here, and we'll see you next time on Prepared and More.
Nice.
Okay.